What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So today dropped a new monthly event, and with it 6 new monthly bosses for Apocalypse to solo. So the first boss is Spider-Man, and actually Apocalypse works really well for this fight because he was triggering evade very frequently in the beginning of the fight. So you can see my evade charges are going up really quickly. I'm at 60 right now, so that means he has a 60% decreased chance to evade. And right now, I'll just be mostly gaining those, and then once it gets to around 80, I can start throwing specials and feel pretty confident that it's going to end with him not evading. So I messed up the evade there on the special one, but it's fine because the willpower is going to heal me up nicely. And then I think I'm going to go for the special 2 first, so that I can start countering his evade even further with concussion. So this does pretty good damage, but not insane. Oh, sorry, my lines was texting me. This does pretty good damage, like 3,000 extra per hit, but nothing too insane off Apocalypse. Block another special 1. This also has the node where if you alternate between medium and light ending combos, you get a small fury buff. So the special one's going to hit for a fair bit, 5.2k on each heavy, or not, each hit special. And then this fight's pretty much done. Just refresh the debuffs one more time with a heavy attack, and then I think one more special should put him down, but he evaded me right there, and I wasn't really expecting it, so I got punished right there, but one more special, and Spider-Man is down. So the next fight is going to be a HitMonkey. So give it a few seconds. Just have to show the win animation because Apocalypse doesn't care. And here we go. Alright, so the first time I messed up against this HitMonkey because I did not read the nodes. I never really read the nodes on monthly Cavalier. I just kind of go with Apocalypse blind. And it's buffed up, and it also has that node where if you parry, you get a Fury on yourself. So once I get 3 Furies, I can actually start doing damage, as you can see here. And now Apocalypse is actually such a good counter for HitMonkey that a lot of people don't realize because HitMonkey can't shrug off his debuffs because Apocalypse debuffs always stick, and also he can start building the evade counters, so it's actually a very good fight for Apocalypse. It's just a bit long, so right now I'm parrying the special attacks to get my Furies up. So I think I'm going to go for a special 2 first. Some nice damage comes off this, about 3k extra per attack. And this also puts the concussion on HitMonkey, so his ability accuracy is going to be lowered. I tried to parry more there, so I got up to 4 Furies. I think I'm going to go for a heavy attack to refresh. Yep. And then I get the Nullify on me, sadly, the Fate Seal, so my Furies go off and my damage isn't going anymore. I have to evade this fully because it's unblockable, and now I'm just going to try and start building up parries again. I kind of want to reparry, but it didn't really work because HitMonkey's first hit always gets parried. But now I have enough to throw off a special 1. Does good damage, 6k off every hit. And now HitMonkey's in Assassin's range, and I could pretty much finish out the fight with a heavy attack or just one more special. But sadly, he throws a special 2, and I couldn't really parry anything except that last projectile. So he threw on a heavy attack, being a little annoying, a little stingy AI, but it's okay. So I think I parry once more, and then I throw off a special 1, and the fight is over. So, oh wait, no, I need to do it again because it's not going too well. There, one more special 1, and that's HitMonkey down. So overall, the first 2 bosses are not bad. Just basically bring an evade counter for the Spider-Man, and HitMonkey. It's probably best if you bring in a Cosmic with buffs, but it's Apocalypse time, so I couldn't. Third boss is by far the easiest. It's Kingpin, and since they can't shrug off Apocalypse debuffs, he just easily finishes this fight. So you can see special is already hitting for a lot of damage, and this also has a really fun interaction because it's the node where if you hit the opponent, they have a poison placed on them, and since poison is part of Apocalypse special 1, it actually does more damage. So you can see that if you go back, that it usually goes for around 3k extra damage per hit, but it was going around like 5.8 just because there were more poisons on, which affect his special damage. So that's one of the few nodes that Apocalypse is actually really good for that people don't realize. And then you're going to see that this last special 2 is pretty beefy here. Once Kingpin gets to his, we'll have ours. So chuck it off, and it's doing 11k extra damage. So that poison node, I think it's poison vulnerability, not really sure. It's very good for Apocalypse. It actually uses him quite a bit. So I recommend using him for pads like that in the future. Oh, sorry, I forgot to edit that out. Next we have the Hood boss, which is once again just not an ideal fight for Apocalypse, but it's like not a bad fight. It's just kind of there. He can deal with it. There are much better counters than him, but I got to do it with Apocalypse. So basically, I'm just going to try and build up the special 1, standard rotation in this fight. Bait out the specials because there's a node where if you get 10 of those little red icons, the opponent becomes unblockable. So I don't want to have to deal with that in Hood, especially if he's at a special 2, because that would not be a good time. So I throw off the first special one, does okay damage, not as high as it was in the other fights. And I think I want to build up to special 2 now so I can get that concussion, cancel out arc overload, and the fight will become very easy. So right now I'm basically just waiting. It's kind of a boring fight to commentate because it's basically just standard Apocalypse, no exciting things. First the debuffs there really quickly. Now I accidentally pushed him to a special 2, and I'm very lucky that it only did that much, but I kind of was stressing out here because I have to refresh the debuffs. I had to throw off special 2, Bane's on me, I got hit there. It wasn't looking good, and I really didn't want to restart the app, so I throw off my special 2, get the 4 debuffs on, but now my poison and weakness are about to fall off. He throws a special 1, so I don't have that much time to parry, but luckily he goes into it, and I'm able to refresh everything, so the fight goes much smoother from here out. So I think I throw off 2 more special 2s, and it's basically over. So this fight is not that bad if you bring someone that can deal with the what's his name, Hood easily. So Human Torch is great because he can cancel out the arc overload, and he slice mystics, so that's great. Quake as always, Beardo and Void are all good options for the fight as well. And now I'm not oh, the next fight, that's right, how could I forget, it's our new boss, Shang-Chi, and Apocalypse actually works very well for this fight. I recommend you bring Archangel or him into the fight. So you can see I built up some of the evade charges. They don't really have an effect on this fight, but you can see right now I'm getting disorients on me after I parry. And one of the few niches of Apocalypse utility is that you can actually become fully immune to disorient. Right there, it just happened. So you see the little gray icon in the top left of the screen means I cannot be affected by disorient, so I can parry now. My defensive ability accuracy will not be changed. Now, something I've noticed throughout the attempts I did on Shang-Chi, because I messed up a few times, is that he's a very, very passive AI. So there are a lot of times in this fight where my alliance leader just texted us. A lot of times in this fight where he goes unstoppable, and I had to refresh the debuffs, and I was just able to do it with ease. He didn't really attack after I hit into him while he was unstoppable. So this fight isn't that bad for me. So like right here, no, not right here, but later in the future in this fight, I'll point it out because it's very odd to me. And also he's very stingy with his special. So you can see he's at a special 2 right now. He's not really throwing it. I gotta refresh the debuffs, I know at some point. He clips me right there. And now I'm just waiting and waiting. He's not really baiting it out. So this is what got annoying about Shang-Chi. It just didn't really work. And I think I got it right here before the unstoppable. But now you're gonna see me go to refresh the debuffs. And then right there, go into special 2, get the good damage. So I think 2 more special 1s to finish off the fight. I don't know, where's in this fight? I have to parry him. I think it's right here. So you see, he just didn't attack me afterward. He didn't go anything else. So it's just a weird AI for Shang-Chi. But Apocalypse is really good for the fight because you can get rid of the disorient immune and just go through it easily. So other of the great options I would recommend, just Archangel, because Bleed and Poison shuts him down. I think you could probably blitz him with Omega Red in the amount of time possible. And Magneto isn't really good for this because he has no metal. And I don't know, those are the top 3 options, Omega, Apocalypse, and Archangel for me. So I recommend all of them. And now finally we get to the last boss, Mr. Negative. And this guy, first off, we have to appreciate how cool he looks. Like, look at this. It's his dashback, his block. It reminds me of Namor's block, but cooler. It's kind of like Professor X's dashback where he like creates several versions of himself. But also he looks like Sunspot in the fact that he's a nice suit on, looks very clean. And then look here, he just turns your character negative. It's so cool. Honestly, I might try and go for his 6-star just because of how cool he looks. I don't even care if the abilities are good because he's a good defender no matter what. So right here I go to special 2 because I didn't really read what the nodes are. So it's always good if you're going into a fight blind just to throw off Apocalypse special 2 first because it provides concussion so that you can actually decrease some of the chance of abilities happening. And what I learned is that with Mr. Negative, whenever you have a concussion on you and you look like you're negative, you have a, inverse controls on you. So you have to just play. So dash back is dash forward and block is still block. Dash back is dash forward. So it's a little bit weird, but you get used to it after a while. And here, since I have the Apocalypse on, he's actually not gaining the evade chance buff. So that's good because of the concussion. And now I think I go for refresh here. No, I don't. That was kind of stupid of me. I should have parried and then gone for it. But now he clips me here. See, I'm negative, and he has an unstoppable buff right now, so it's not looking good. I just lost my debuffs. But good thing is that I'm back at another special 2. So I have to go in here, launch it right now, Hopefully don't push him to a special 2 because I don't really know how to evade that one yet. Luckily I don't. He's down to 5%, and from here on, the fight's pretty easy. So some of the recommendations I have for this are any evade counter. So Falcon would work great, Nick Fury, Quake would always work well for this because she just deals with everything. I think you could blitz it down with Ghost. Archangel, of course, would work well for this. So there's a lot of good options for Mr. Negative. You just have to choose the right champion, because if you do not, you will get wrecked. So that'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video of Apocalypse soloing all the monthly bosses, and I'll see you in the next one.